Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you a quick makeup and hair routine I do on a normal basis. I start off by moisturizing with the Olay Complete Daily Moisturizer. I love this. It has an SPF in it and it just helps me with my ginger skin. So for the foundation, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation in the shade 105. This works so good for me. I've tried a few of the higher end foundations and they worked good for a time, but this one just works so much better. I've used it probably for a year now and just haven't felt like changing it. So good stuff. So to apply the foundation, I'm just using the Wet n Wild Kabuki brush. I love this brush. It's really cheap and it gets the job done. But I also like to use the Beauty Blender or the off-brand Beauty Blender. I think I got mine from Forever 21 this time. But today I decided to use the Kabuki brush. So I'm just blending this in until my hand hurts, because we don't like foundation that is not seamless. And we don't want to look like we have a cake face. So here I'm just using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair. This stuff is like gold to me. I'm a mom and I don't sleep very well, so I have the worst under eyes. So it just helps blur that out, and I also have a few blemishes, so it just gives you that really pretty flawless skin, and it also helps brighten you up. So this right here works amazing. I'll even put it on without foundation, and I'll just put just a little dab on and, smooth it out. And it just kind of brightens you up if you're just having to run to the grocery store or something. So if you don't have this, this is well worth the money. So to set the concealer, I'm just using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Powder. Super cheap, works good. You just dab it on with either a brush or a beauty blender. And then I noticed later that I forgot to wipe that excess powder off. So just wipe that off when you're finished, like putting your eyeshadow on. And that'll just help set that concealer where it doesn't get like creased or just kind of running if you get hot in this lovely weather. So I'm also just putting on a little bronzer. This is the Physicians Formula bronzer. I can't remember the exact shade, but it works good. It has a summer, spring, fall, and winter laid out inside, and so I usually just mix the summer and fall, I think. And so now I'm moving into the Cat's Pajamas palette by Laura Lee. I'm using the lightest shade to just go in and set that concealer and just give me a good starting point. This will help me blend out the rest of the colors. And then I'm using Balm Diggity just to kind of use as a transition shade and just to start building up some color right there in the crease, just so I can have some definition. So I'm just using a fluffy eyeshadow brush. This is, from Walmart. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was like the Eco Tools. But any kind of fluffy brush will work. And then here I'm using the Jaclyn Morphe palette with, I can't remember the name of that shade. But anyways, I'll have to put it in the description box below because I can't remember the shade as of right now. But anyways, it works good. I'm just adding more depth in my eye. This is quick and simple. You don't even have to use this, this many shades. but I just like to get a little creative. Not too wild though. And here I'm just adding the red shade, like a red brown, like a rust kind of red, and it just works really good. I like it with my skin tone and trying to bring this fall weather on. And for these shades, I decided to use a little bit like a denser brush. It's not like a flat brush. I'm not even sure what the name of this kind of shape is, but anyways, it's not super fluffy. It just helps focus the color in that crease better. Now here I'm just taking a darker brown, putting it on the outside of my eyes on the corners. And these are just little tricks that I've learned from watching YouTube. I am no makeup artist. I just do hair, but I love watching makeup videos and I love doing my makeup. So here I'm just adding a little bit of black out of the Cat's Pajamas palette, just to the outer corners of my eyes, just to kind of add some more definition through there. And that's about as crazy as I'm going to get with this look. Here in just a few minutes I will add a little shimmer to the center and the inside corner of my eye. But like right here, I'm just trying to blur that out, just blend it out to where there's no lines or any kind of harshness. So here, I mean, you can use a flat brush and even spray it with like some water or the Max Fix Plus, but I'm just tapping it with my finger, and your finger works great most of the time. I guess it depends on the type of eyeshadow you're using, but that one works pretty good with your finger. And now here I'm using a brush just to kind of darken the under eyes just a little. And I'm just using a lighter brown shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette. So I used to love using like liquid eyeliner or even a pencil eyeliner. And I would even do like the wing. But I think this time in my life, I've just really loved using black eyeshadow or even a brown eyeshadow for my liner. It's quick, easy. I get a little overwhelmed when I'm trying to draw a wing, and I just can't handle that right now in my life. So, just wet you a little eyeshadow brush, an eyeliner brush, line the lash line, and you're good to go with the liner. And it's quick and easy, but it just helps make your eyes pop. So here I'm just using some, the Great Lash mascara. Just real quick. Sometimes I'll wear false lashes, but it's very rare. I've started using them more for work, but not today. And then here, I don't use an eyebrow pencil very often. I just use an eyeliner brush and brown eyeshadow and just kind of go in there and fill them in. They need waxed, but I just haven't had the time, so just kind of giving those some more color. And then here, this is a quick trick. I've ran out of highlighter, so I just used the lightest shimmer shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette and just kind of dab that on. Sometimes I'll put it on my nose, but just kind of depends on my mood. Sometimes I feel like it looks too oily. And here I'm just using the Kylie lip kit. I cannot remember the name of this lip color. That's another thing I will put in the description box below. I just recently bought her lip kits. She had a sale, I think, the past couple weekends ago. And so I got 3 of the kits, and I love it. I actually never use lip liner, so this was a little rough on the application, but I'll get better. but I've really gotten into it. And this one I think was a velvet lipstick. I could be wrong, but anyways, it's quick and easy. It just gives you some more color, but like these hold up so well. I can, you know, eat and kind of dab my lips and they just stay on good. Alrighty, this is like day 2 hair, and I just brushed it out real quick. And I usually just section it off half up, half down, and I'm using the Hot Tools curling iron to do this. I think the size is 1 inch. So always curl away from the face. In the back you can curl towards the face, but normally I just curl all the way. And try to leave the ends out. Sometimes I'll run them through really quickly, but I do try to leave the ends out. That's just to save your ends. They get damaged a lot easier, and also it just gives a pretty relaxed curl. I'm not into the pageant curls or tight ringlets or anything like that. I like to just throw some quick waves in, rough it up, and then it's just kind of like a messy wave. So here it was kind of hard just trying to do it by looking in a little mirror. But that was fine because I wasn't trying to look too fancy. Just throw in some relaxed waves in there and just kind of having that messy look. I have a lot of clients who complain about, you know, not knowing how to curl their hair themselves, and so it just takes practice. You can practice with the heat off for a while and then practice with the heat on low and then work your way up. That way you don't burn yourself, because that does not feel good. But yeah, just always curl away. So here I'm using the Moroccan Oil finish spray. I love it. I don't like anything too heavy. I've never liked strong hairspray. So I just spritz that through, gives it a good shine. I kind of rough it up. And now here I am. I put on a nice shirt just for this picture. So here's my selfie. I hope y'all liked it. This is a quick get ready with me. This is pretty much my everyday routine. So hope you liked it. Please subscribe and give this video a like. Click the bell down below. That way you will be notified when I upload a new video. Thanks, guys.